Okay, well, I'm just going to get started so we don't lose time here. I know Dana will be joining us in a second because we've been doing a pre-Zoom already. Um, so, um, well, let's just quickly introduce ourselves. You guys all know me, Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us. And I think that most of you guys know that I'm not actually in Los Angeles. I'm born and raised in Southern California, but we moved to Portland, Oregon, started a branch of Funky Divas there. We may have a few Portland uh, Funky Divas joining us today as well. And then I'm now in Texas and probably will start a branch here and eventually we'll make my way back to California. But here we have a few more people joining us. So let's see, we have in my top left corner, I don't know how it is for you. If you guys can just introduce yourselves really quickly, you can say whatever you want, like you're new or you've been with us for a while or where you're from or whatever. So Shanley, if you want to, is that how you say your name?
Yeah, Shanley.
Okay, go
Um,
ahead.
Hi, I'm Shanley. I'm from Iowa, but I moved to Los Angeles about 4 years ago. And I'm brand new, so this will be my first time dancing with you
Yay,
guys.
awesome. And then let's go to Angelina.
Hi, I'm Angelina. I moved to LA from Portland actually about a year ago, and I'm also brand new, and I'm super excited.
Yay. And Jalen.
Hi, I am also brand new. I'm originally from Kansas City, but I moved to LA like a couple years ago. And yeah.
Thank you. And Olivia.
Hi, I'm Olivia. I am originally from Kentucky. I just moved to LA 6 months ago, and Funky Divas and Dudes was my first job out here. So I did spring session, summer session, and this is now my fall session. So I'm really excited.
Yay. I didn't know we were your first job here. That's
Yeah,
fun.
I actually interviewed when I was still in Kentucky. I was just really excited to have something lined up when I came out.
Oh, yeah. That's so crazy. Okay, Molly.
Hi, I'm Molly. I've been with this company on and off for like 4 years now. And I'm from LA, born and raised. Happy to be here.
Yay. Alexa.
Hi, I'm Alexa. I've been working with Funky Divas for about a year now, and I also moved to LA about a year ago too, and that was my first job. And I also do acting.
Awesome. And we'll end with you, Dana. And we have Miriam.
Hi, I'm Miriam. I'm also brand new to Funky Divas, and I moved to LA a few months ago. And I'm from Maryland originally. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Yay. Alana.
Hi, my name is Alana. I am brand new as well. I moved to LA probably like a couple years ago now, and I'm originally from Iowa. So, yeah.
Cool. Courtney, we can't see you. I don't know if you can talk.
Hi, I'm here.
Okay.
I just move it around. Hi, everybody. My name is Courtney. I've been working with Funky Divas and Dudes. This is now my second year. I'm originally from LA. I was born and raised here as well. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. And Destiny.
Hi, I'm Destiny. I've been with Funky Divas for about 9 months now, and I'm originally from LA.
Okay, yay. And Miss Dana Marie.
Hello. I'm Dana Marie. I'm Kelly's other half of Funky Divas, and I'm originally from Marin County. Bay Area in Northern California, but I've been here longer than where I grew up. So now I think I'm from LA.
Mm,
and
pretty
I live
much.
in Long Beach. I live in Long Beach right now, Belmont Shore. And welcome everyone. So awesome to make faces with names because I haven't met everyone. So awesome to see our OG people like Molly, Courtney, and all that good stuff.
So we have obviously some people that couldn't be here today and a few more people joining in. But thank you guys so much for taking the time to make it to this meeting. We'll try to make it pretty quick, but if you guys have any questions about anything, you can ask them throughout the meeting or at the end of the meeting or even after the meeting. If you think of things, then you can reach out to us anytime, text, call, email. We really, really appreciate communication because since we're not at a studio and we don't have, we're not there to watch you and to be there when any issues arise, just like a quick text or call is much appreciated by us because we're there with you, even though we're not there with you. It's kind of crazy. We're all like in different places but we can still communicate and make this work. We started doing Zoom trainings last year. We actually did half Zoom and half in person training for the first time. And you will actually see some of that video footage today. So this Zoom thing is kind of new to us, but it's working. And we have Grace joining us. Hi, Grace. Everybody just introduced themselves. Grace is also new with us. And where are you from again, Grace?
I'm from Boston originally. Yeah, sorry I was late. I was trying to like upgrade Zoom and it wasn't going well. But yeah, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, and I just moved out here I just moved to LA at the beginning of the summer, so I'm new.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so we will jump in so we are going to start with Google Calendar. Some of you guys have already seen your Google Calendar invites come through. This is what our Google Calendar looks like on our end. I'm sending them like week by week. So if your class starts next week, then you'll get your Google Calendar invites today. If you're working at New LA or New Canoga Park, those will be sent out later today or tomorrow. I'm just waiting for them to get back to me with some updated information so that I give you the correct information. So you will get an invite and it will sync to make sure to accept it. I think you guys can tell me, do you have to accept it in order for it to show up on your phone? Anyone? Here's one of Alexa's classes right here. She already accepted this. So she should be able to go on her phone and click on, just today's calendar and it will pop up. Well,
yeah, Kelly, I was gonna say,
yeah.
I press yes to the invite.
You press yes, okay.
And then you press to this and all of the following events, and then they show up on your calendar.
Okay, to this and all the following events. Okay, so make sure to press yes. If you don't see it for any reason, maybe on your calendar, go back to that email and make sure you pressed all the right buttons. So again, you receive an email from Google Calendar. It's an invitation. And when you press yes, it'll sync to your phone. So if she wanted to, look and see what the address of Y's school was, she can see on her calendar and you can open it up and you can see all the information. It says preschool hip hop. It says the grades. It says the day and the time, the dates, any dates off. Well, it shows no class September 25th. There's 10 classes total. And then the show information, if we have it, we'll put it in there. It's on December 11th. This particular class we need to decide which time because she has to rush to another school. Something super important we'll put in here is if the kids can keep the shirts or not. Some of the schools they keep the shirts because it's included in the cost. Some of them they're not allowed to keep them at all, and some of them we're allowed to sell them. So those are three very different things. So we put that in the calendar event. We can remind you before your show. The address of her school is here. The contact at the school, Amanda, and her direct phone number. So in case any emergency, you can reach out to them if there's bad traffic or whatever. Of course, call me or Dana and let us know. We can help you out, but sometimes you need that emergency contact person, especially if you can't get a hold of us. The dance routines that you're doing at that particular school are here. And then at the bottom is the school instructions. So any specific instructions to that school, like if there's specific parking instructions or how to check in, if there's security, if all the schools have such different instructions. So as soon as we get the instructions, we put them in here. If they're not in your calendar event, that's because we haven't received them yet and we're trying to get them. But anytime we add them, it'll just update on your calendar. So your calendar will always have the most up-to-date information. So that is Google Calendar. The music and choreography websites. I think I sent this last night.
You did.
It was late for me, so I can't remember that well. Okay, so this is how you will access your music and choreography. So you need to take your phone with you to class, and whatever you need to do to have this link easy access so that you can find this website easily when you get to class. It has the first one is the music, dance cuts fall 2023. All of the cuts will be in here. Right now there's only 2 cuts. Those are 2 of our hip hop dance routines this fall. Dance cuts 2019 to 2023. Sometimes you guys need to access past dance routines, whether it be just a class that needs an extra routine or a birthday party or whatever. There's many times you'll need to access these. So these are all the cuts from the last 4 or 5 years. Pop tunes. This is music for warm-ups, games, if you need background music at a birthday party. They are in alphabetical order right now. So just know that. And if you're in class and you don't want to hear the same song start every time, just scroll down to a later place in the playlist. This one, Barbie movie soundtrack, that is only on there because we have a Barbie party this weekend. I will remove it afterwards because I don't think it's really songs that you want to play in class. Preschool exercises, if you're teaching a preschool class, this is really just for our preschool classes. Sometimes they've been really long, like an hour class rather than 45 minutes. And then this is just like some exercises that we do. While you were sleeping, this is a game that we're going to talk about. So this is the playlist that goes along with the game. Broadway dance music. So if you're teaching a musical theater class, you would use this. A break dance class, Miriam, you can access this. It's mostly like old school 80s OG music. So it's kind of fun. Halloween hits. Halloween's coming soon, so you guys can play these songs around Halloween time in your classes. And then if you can just look at these. There's Halloween, Disney, tap, Latin hip hop. We had a specific Latin hip hop class. Ballet, for those of you teaching ballet classes, and canto, and sing too. So if any of those seem fun for the kids at the age group that you're teaching, you're welcome to use those. For the pop tunes, you guys please tell me if there's any like popular new songs that the kids like that obviously is appropriate or that we can make appropriate by editing, then let me know so I can add it to this playlist so everybody can have access to it during their classes. Scrolling down, this is the choreography video. So the most current ones will be on fall 2023, and it'll give you links. So right now, only Dynamite is ready. You open this up and it takes you to YouTube. This is the lovely Olivia, not the same Olivia we have here, another Olivia who does summer camps with us. And you can also see any of the current videos will also come up as a thumbnail right here. So they're just easy to access. So this is the kinder through 5th version. And then this is the preschool version of that same song. And so there's also going to be a couple more videos that'll be plugged in here. Okay. And just so you know, you guys, our hip hop routines this year are Dance the Night, which is the song from the Barbie movie, Dynamite, not the old Dynamite. We have a routine to that as well. This is the BTS, the Korean boy band, but the Kids Bop version. It's a really cute version. And then our finale is the Trolls Too Many Hits mashup. And just remember, you guys, that's not a dance routine. That's freestyle finale. Okay. The 2nd through 5th graders, some of you that have the joint shows, like Washington, Alta Vista, where there's 2 classes happening at the same time, or they have a combined show. You guys are going to do Dance the Night as your group routine, When I'm Gone as your older kids routine, and then the finale. Cheerleading, ballet, musical theater, and break dance, we'll talk separately about your songs. Okay. And sorry. That email, okay. All right, I think invoicing, I am not going to go over that right now, but if anybody that is new has any questions, I'm not going to go over it because I haven't sent everybody your onboarding yet. Actually, let me briefly show you the onboarding email since we have so many new people here today. Grace will use your example. So you're going to receive an email like this. And it's going to tell you to firstly, I need your bank account number and your routing number, and you can call me with it, text me with it, email with whatever you're comfortable with, and we'll set up your direct deposit. Onboarding info. So if you click this onboarding link, there's just a checklist of things to go through here. The W-9, the contract. Honestly, guys, the I-9 is not important. And then there's an invoice procedure and guide. The equipment rental agreement, if that's needed, but anything beyond number 7, don't worry about it unless we give it to you. Like the live scan, don't worry about the live scan unless we specifically ask you for it. What was I gonna say? Oh, okay, let's see. You can upload your docs, so everybody has their own personal link. This is all of the documents that Grace uploaded. She uploaded more than normal because of the particular school district that she's working with. Thank you for all of that, Grace. And then everyone gets an invoice that looks like this, and it's an ongoing invoice. So we pay on the 16th for any work that was done the 1st through the 15th, and on the 1st for any work that's done the 16th through the end of the month. So there's 2 times that you can submit your invoice. You can get paid twice a month, or if you'd prefer to just wait till the end of the month, and you can submit everything by the 1st. So you can send it anytime you want, but you'll get it happens on the 16th and the 1st, or the 1st business day after those dates. So you can just type in, like, if you type in 5/23 and hit tab, it automatically converts to Tuesday, May 23rd. Type of work, there's a drop down. You can put dance class. You can say Y school, and then you can put 1 hour. You can put the rate. Invoice period is just, you can just click on this, and I can go over all of this later, but you put the total and you add them up, but we won't go into detail with that today. I don't want to waste any more time on that. And that is it for that. I think that's it, Dana. We can get started on
the teacher.
Double check. Oh yeah, the teacher training manual. But just as a reminder, what to bring to class: your phone to play music and a portable speaker. We've asked everybody if you guys have your own to bring or if you need to borrow one. If I missed anyone, please let me know if you need to borrow a speaker. And then also Dana's preparing packages for everyone with whatever else you need: stickers, blank rosters, a Funky Divas and Dudes tank top if you need it. And then any other, she's printing some other paperwork for you guys too. So, and then she will be mailing those to you if they're not dropped off to you by Seppi or Anna or somebody. We have two, just a side note, we have 2 office assistants right now who are kind of part-time, helping us out with packing costumes and doing a few admin things. So if you ever hear from Seppi, she's kind of been driving things around for us, or Anna, that's who they are, and they're not on this meeting today. So, okay, so you guys all have access to this teacher training manual link. So if you ever need to refer back to anything, it's all right here. If you need to print anything out, you can always print out blank rosters from here. If you have no access to a printer, let us know. We can help you out with blank rosters, but it's super helpful to have these. I think Dana is mailing some to you guys. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I just put in the group chat. I don't have, Kelly has all your phone numbers and information and stuff, but I don't have a lot of people, the new additions. I don't have your phone numbers. I don't have your mailing. Also, I know sometimes you put your mailing, your address on things, and maybe it doesn't have your apartment number or, you know, wherever you are, the full address. So I am mailing a couple things, and then a couple things I'm giving to people to give to other people who they will see in their classes. Like I'm going to see Courtney, so I'll bring her stuff, and then I'm going to give Michaela stuff. For Shanley, did I say that right? I'm so sorry. She's saying something, but I can't see what. Anyway,
Sorry,
so
it's Shanley.
Shan. Okay, I will never.
Shanley, yeah.
Shanley.
I asked her
No
before.
worries.
I asked her before you got on, just making sure it was right.
Okay. Okay. I will get that. I'm so sorry. So if you could just text me, I mean, you can even text me during the meeting, your address with your name, please, because otherwise I won't know who's sending it to me. That would be great. And then I will go ahead and mail some things out. And it's just good for me to have anyway, because you never know when I got to pop something in the mail for you, even if I'm giving it to someone else to give to you. So, and then also just a quick side note, because she is on here, Alexa, let me know if you need more stickers or anything. You have like the most classes out of anyone. And it said you're good. You don't need any supplies, but I just, oh my God, my Alexa's talking. Alexa off.
That always happens.
I can't stand that. Oh my God. I'm always talking to Kelly and I'll say your name and it'll go off all the time.
It happens to us all the time too.
Sorry.
Yeah, I
Anyway.
definitely need stickers.
Okay, so you do. Okay.
Yeah.
And then a blue tape.
I have like one extra roll, I think, but I could use more.
Okay. Okay. Well, I ordered a bunch more today, so it should come in this week.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So Alexa, yes. Okay. So, yes. So this is kind of what it's going to be looking like, what you guys are getting, just in case. Oh, should we stop sharing screen for a second, Miss Cal?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about this roster, but
Okay, we'll talk about the roster then. Go ahead.
Okay, well, and then I'll just get off of this. So, this blank roster here, most of you will get a blank roster. There are some schools that enroll through Funky Divas and Dudes through our website, but the majority of the schools enroll it through the school. The parents enroll through the school. So when they enroll through the school, we give you this blank roster, and either the school will email us the names of the kids. Like I just emailed you, Grace, and I emailed Campbell, I think, for classes that start today. So you can just take those rosters, and then when you have a printed out version of this, you can just handwrite their names in. But if they enrolled through Funky Divas and Dudes, we have to keep track of it in a different way. So we usually type it out and give it to you. But so it says here, week 1, week 2, week 3, you need to put the dates in there. So you have all the dates to your classes. If there's a date where there's no class, we like to include that date on the calendar, and then you can just draw a line through it or write no class down that column. And that's helpful for you to remember, like, oh, there's no class next week. And then you can gauge like how many classes you have left until the show. It's left with 14 slots here. Most of the fall session, like this may or may not work for you. Like I know Curtis, for example, has a 14-week session, so that doesn't leave any space for you to write like the dates off. But this should work for the majority of our classes. And yeah, so it's really important to take roll. We talk about that later, so I won't talk about that right now. And then Dana, I'll stop sharing and you can. Occasionally, some of our schools, we have to collect materials fees. So that's what that paid section was for. So if that happens with your school, Grace, actually, we need to do that with your classes, but we try to collect it all like through Venmo and stuff now. But we just need to keep track of that. Okay. So,
and
yes.
hi, Michaela. She jumped on.
Hi.
So this is, you're gonna be getting a bag kind of like this, and it just has a bunch of stickers and it has blue tape, and we mark the floor for spots where the kids stand. We will talk about that, but just so you kind of see what it is. We also, I'm sending each person, just in case you don't have one or you don't know where yours is, a Sharpie so that you can keep this with your stuff so you can write the kids' names on the tape. You definitely need to do that for the day of the show, but it's good to do that once you figure out where their spots are too. So, okay, I know we're going to go through the teacher training stuff right now, and then we can talk about other stuff, but that's what you're getting. You're also getting shirts. Very exciting. We have tank tops and t-shirts, and most of you told me your sizes. Angelina, I don't know what size you are. Side note, you can always yell it out or put it in the chat. So, okay, moving on.
I think it's on the updated.
Oh, okay.
If you printed it out, I updated. Yeah, anyways, okay. I'm not shared screen right now, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay, so now we are in that link that is in your email. If you notice, it starts up here with cheerleading classes, music video dance classes, and preschool exercises. So we're not talking about any of those things today. If you are teaching cheerleading, I will send you a separate email about the cheerleading curriculum. So we are just going to go through number 1 through 6 today, which we already went through 6. So dance class instruction. we have to change the date on this one too, Dana. Okay, so supplies. You are responsible to bring the following to every class. If you don't have a portable speaker, you may rent one for $25. I'll be honest, we don't do the $25 thing because I've never collected it from anybody and then you get it back, but I'm just saying it's too complicated. So, but in the agreement, you just can't, you're responsible for the items that if you lose it, you have to replace it or pay for it. So, so you need to bring the speaker. Either you use it Bluetooth or auxiliary cord. The Funky Divas and Dudes music on your phone. So that's the website I showed you. Painter's tape, that's what Dana showed you, and stickers that she showed you. Music. We will provide you with music to use during class. You must use the MP3s provided by us. Our music is cleaned and edited and approved for the schools. You will receive a link to our music and choreography website. You can play them directly through, it's through Google Drive, or you can download it to your computer and make a playlist and upload that to your phone. You may not use the same version of your version of the same song. We prefer you not to use Spotify or Apple Music or any other streaming device because sometimes it says some words in some of those songs that we've found versions that has alternate words. If you ever hear something in our music that you think is inappropriate, let me know because I mean, it's really easy to miss things. But we try really hard to keep it clean. Like I said, let us know if there's any songs the kids want that we don't have, and we'll put it on that playlist. Then the routine songs are specifically cut for time and choreography. You must use the cut when teaching and practicing the routines in class. So use the cut song rather than playing the whole length song or playing the YouTube video, the choreography video. We'll talk about that later. Class itinerary. Arrive to class 15 minutes early so there is time to park and properly set up the room. You must tape the floor in a windows formation. This will help create and maintain structure. If needed, move furniture to create space for class. You need to put it back as it was originally after class. So you can even take a photo of the room if needed before moving it. Okay, like 99% of our rooms, you don't need to move furniture around. It's usually either like outside on like the grass or a basketball court or in a cafeteria or gym, some kind of multi-purpose room. But there has been a few times where they give us a classroom, they don't clear it out for us. They expect us to move the desk and then they expect us to move it back exactly how it was found. So I had to do that before at a class in Portland, and we took a picture of the setup and then afterwards we put it back exactly how it was. And I think it was a Spanish teacher or something. She wasn't very happy with us being in her room because it wasn't put back perfectly, but that's not a normal thing. Just be respectful of the space you're using.
You may have to move things around for the show. That's usually when you got to move the room, at least when I've had to, helping teachers. So maybe not in class normally, but then the day of the show, you might have to.
Okay, taping the floor and making windows. So use small pieces of painter's tape. So we use painter's tape because it doesn't ruin the surfaces of the floor. We've done it before where we put tape on a gym floor and pulled it up and it peeled up some of the gym floor surface. So painter's tape is pretty safe. So we put it horizontally in front of, like right at the child's feet. It's also helpful to write their name with a Sharpie on the piece of tape. Be sure to have their name face the child, otherwise they will stand backwards. So yeah. Do you have that example formation on the back of that roster?
I can show you. Hold on.
Okay, I'll keep talking and you can make one. Make sure they are far enough apart so that the kids won't be touching one another. 2 rows. We usually like to make 2 rows, but if you have a really large class, then you can make 3 rows. Like if you have over 20 kids, smaller kids in the front line, taller kids in the back, in their windows. Of course, if you have any like star students or whatever, you can put them in the front and center. For younger classes, remind them throughout the class to stand on their tape. This helps them learn their formations. So, I mean, I know you guys are all dancers and this is like dancer 101 basics, like in a class, is that they stand in a window formation and that make sure that they have enough space. But we have to say this stuff, otherwise we've, you know, shown up to classes where the formations look like disastrous. So we have to say it. So Dana,
okay,
have your little formation. So we like to write.
You need to stop sharing, or you can do it.
I'm trying to see. I just spotlighted you, but I don't think that made you. It didn't work.
No. And I have an example of a dance. I think when you're sharing, it doesn't. It just puts me on the side.
Okay, let me stop share for a second.
So those are in Windows. It's a little bit sloppy because I just did it real quick. But there's a front row and a back row. And then I wrote the kids' names. So this is what you'll do on the back of your paper, so that you know who stands where. And so that you actually start having formations. Don't make your formations the last day of class or the day of the show. You need to make them ahead of time so that you know, so the kids always go to their same spots. Also, don't let the kids pick their spots. You pick their spots no matter what. That's all.
Okay. Let me share again. Okay. Mirroring while teaching. I'm not sure if I remembered to tell each and every one of you in the interview process, but I think I told most of you that we mirror the kids while teaching them because most of the time we are not in a dance studio with mirrors and we're going to be putting on a performance in just a short amount of time. So we find it works best to face the kids to teach them. So you have your eyes on them the whole time, especially if you have little ones. And as you use your left arm, then they use their right arm. And so you just teach the whole routine that way. And let's see. So if you need to, you can do mirroring exercises to practice this throughout the session. The kids pick up on it super easy. If occasionally you'll get a little girl in there who takes dance class at a dance studio and she'll be like, wait, you're using the wrong arm. So just do a little exercise with them, a little mirror exercise. Say, if I'm using this hand, you guys use, do a little mirror exercise. Okay.
Make your
so
bigger, Kelly, so that you don't see your desktop. Just so we can see it a little closer. Like you just do a full view of it, or will it not open all the way?
I'm sure it will, but I have to
like usually up on the right. Far right, doesn't that make it bigger? Yeah. Up below the blue. Yes, over to the right. Top. No, that doesn't make it bigger. All right, don't worry about it if you can't.
No, I know normally it's bigger, but I don't know what to do to make it bigger right now.
Okay.
And just go like this. Okay. Now I lost my page. Okay. Introduction. Okay, this is the first day of class. So hang on, now I can't see anybody. Okay. We sit in a circle with the kids and introduce yourself. Explain what Funky Divas and Dudes dance class entails, learning fun dance routines and putting on a show wearing costumes on the last day. You're also going to take roll, make it fun and quick, especially if you have a large class. Don't take a long time to take roll, but it's important for some of our schools that we know who is in class each week. Sometimes the school might ask us, sometimes there's a discrepancy of whether a child was actually coming to class or not. So we really need you guys to take roll. On the first day, you can also ask the kids these questions. Does anyone have a favorite song? Have them raise their hand and they can shout it out. Has anyone ever taken a dance class before? You just have them raise their hand and ask them, if you're at a school that we've done Funky Divas and Dudes before, there's some schools that we've been at for years and the kids take the class over and over again. So you can say, who's taken a Funky Divas and Dudes class before? And they get really excited, and they tell you who their teacher was or what dance routines they've learned. And then a little exercise that we like to do, we ask them, does anyone know how you count in dance class? And you can let somebody try to guess. Usually they say it wrong. Somebody will count to 10, 11, 12, 13. And you tell them we count to 8. So what comes after 8 in dance class? And they'll yell out 9. And you say, no, we start all over. So you can practice counting to 8 and then start all over back at 1. And ask them what instrument plays the beat. And they usually get this one right. Somebody will call out the drum. And then this is where we do a little exercise where we have them practice clapping to the beat or bouncing to the beat. And you can put on a song that has a good, like not too fast beat that you can clap to the beat, you can bounce to the beat, you can start doing some moves, you can roll your arms or whatever, just so they can understand that we're dancing to the beat of the music. So all of that was just like the first day, and sometimes it takes a little while to get through the class rules. The class rules are on a different page, and we will come back to that. And that is something that it's easiest if you just have it printed out and bring it with you to class, and you can read it to the kids and just talk it out through them. So we'll come back to the class rules.
All the new people will get one. All the new people, I'm mailing it to them, just FYI. So they'll have the rules printed.
Yes. Okay, stretch and warm up. So make sure to turn on the music for this. Volume, you can turn it down a little bit so that you can talk over it, and you can hear the kids, they can hear you, and make it interactive and fun. You don't have to spend a long time on warm up. It could be even just like one song. Do some warm up standing, some warm up sitting, make it fun and interactive. We have a little example warm up page that's really good for preschool and kindergartners and even slightly older kids, but just has some fun analogies for younger kids while doing a warm up. But we're not doing any crazy like grand bamas or layouts or anything, so don't worry about crazy stretches, but it is important just to kind of get their focus and get them prepared to have dance class. After the warm-up, then we go right into teaching our dance routine, because just a reminder, we have a show in just a short amount of time, so we have to get through the dance routines pretty quickly. So teach a few 8 counts at a time, and we'll talk about the timeline of getting the dance routines done in just a little bit. And then we play games. So we always try to leave time for games, unless you're in crunch time close to the show and your routines are not done, then you may need to skip the games, but we usually always have time for it. It's just fun dance games. Make sure you're playing dance games, not Duck Duck Goose or unrelated dance games, because we have gotten in trouble for that before. So we provide you with a list of dance games. If you know another dance game, you're welcome to play that as well, but we have plenty to choose from. And we have a separate page for that we will go over a few of the games a little bit later. So that was the first day of class. You're going to try to get through all that stuff. For the rest of the classes, you basically skip the beginning and just start with roll, stretch and warm up, practice your routines, and play games. Let's see, for roll, please fill in the names and dates for each class on the provided blank rosters. So we already showed you the rosters. Take roll every week. You can mark an A for absent, X for attending, or whatever works for you. After the first class, please text a photo of your roster to Kelly, and then on the last day of the session. So it doesn't have to be on those exact dates, but there are times when I do ask people for a photo of their roster. If you could send it to me like sometime in the first week or two, sometimes the first 2 weeks your enrollment can be changing a little bit. Some kids might add your class, some kids might drop, but just so we can, some of the schools don't give us the roster, so it's helpful that we get them from you. After that, you don't need to send it again unless one of us asks for it. Warm up. It says 5 to 10 minutes, but you know, really like 5 minutes is fine. Put the kids in their windows formation. So put the tape down. You should have the tape down ahead of class. Have them stand on one of the pieces of tape. You are mirroring them. Put on the music and stretch, first standing and then floor stretches. Tell the kids to follow you, and you need to say each move while you're doing it out loud. As you do it for them. Use analogies for kids. Example, make airplane arms, or grab stars from the sky, or make a pizza. Making a pizza is one of our favorite stretches. And be a butterfly. Use magic glue to glue your legs to the floor. Stretch like a cat, stretch like a seal, and balance a ball on your nose. Again, we'll go over the stretches a little bit later. Dance routines. So we provide 2 choreographed dance routines for you per session. And you'll have a third song used for the finale, which is a freestyle bow. There are 2 different versions of the same songs, a preschool version and a kinder through 3rd plus, meaning older than 3rd grade. Please use the appropriate version. Please know the choreography prior to class. Do not use the video as reference while teaching. If you need to use it for one little move, that is fine, but don't like try to learn the choreography while you're teaching the class, because you'll lose the attention of the kids. If there's boys in the class, most of the moves should not be girly, but if there is anything that you maybe want to change for a boy, go ahead. Teaching the routines. Make sure the kids are in or on their taped formations. Mirror the kids while teaching the routine. Work on as many 8 counts as you can and get through each class. The quicker they learn the dances, the more time they have to practice later in the session. Call out the moves to the kids while you are dancing in the beginning of the session, and then slowly throughout the session, stop calling the moves out as you get closer to the show day. Try to dance a half a count ahead so the kids will follow on the correct count. Okay, I know that sounds kind of weird, but Dana and I both do that when we're teaching kids, especially little ones. So if you are like gonna roll your arms to the right and roll them to the left, if you have little ones there and they're following you, they're a little behind you. So you just kind of go a half a count ahead so that they look like they're on the beat. Does that make sense to people? You'll understand that once you are teaching the kids. Formations. So that sheet that Dana showed you, that where she wrote the names of the kids down on the back of her roster. So we think you should have that done by the 3rd class of the session. Write them down on the back of your roster. Base the formation on height and dancing ability. The kids that shine should be in the front, center, or back, depending on their height. We still see it happen all the time where there will be, you can't see the kids. We had to film a lot of our shows during COVID rather than have in person. So we would see in these videos that like you couldn't even see some of the kids because they were in the back and some taller kids were in the front. So please make sure to make their formations correctly. You may switch rows during the performance once halfway through the show to allow everyone a chance to be in the front row. So for example, like we've had some preschool classes where all the kids were about the same height and they were on a stage and you just really couldn't see the kids in the back row very well, even if they were all the same height. So one dance routine, we'd have one row in the front and then they'd switch rows and the other row would be in the front. Because sometimes we've had parents complain that their child was in the back row, and I'm sure you guys have all heard that before. So if it makes sense for your class to switch rows, then you're welcome to do that, but you should practice it throughout the session. So if you just do it the day of the show, it'll look super sloppy, but if they know, like they finish their routine and then they switch rows, then it should be clean. Let's see, progression of class, the routines and show day. The goal is to teach all the routines by the middle of the session so that you can focus on just rehearsing them the last half. That way you are not scrambling to teach the routine during the last class. Please plan to teach one routine in completion within 2 to 3 weeks. Practice your finale. The finale is something that you can treat kind of like a game at the end of class. And it's really fun for them because they get to freestyle dance. So we place an X with tape in the front center of the dance floor. When the song starts playing, direct the kids to form one line towards the back of the dance floor. We're going to show you guys an example of this. So just imagine they hit their last ending pose of their second song, and then the third song plays. That's the finale song, and you just kind of guide them, like push them backwards, and they're going to all step back into one row towards the back of the room, and they're going to hold hands. And then you're going to have them, while they're holding hands, they're going to take 3 bows. And after they take their bows, then you're just going to start with the person on the left and go down the row one at a time. One person comes forward to that X that you made in the center of the floor. They have to go to the X and then they do their freestyle dances there. If you don't make the X, they will never make it to the center stage. They will just like move forward a little bit and shake and go back. But if you have the X, they know they have a destination they have to get to. Let's see. When everyone has had a turn, then have them all rock out afterwards. So you can call it out. Like when you see the last person is done and they go back to their place in line, then you can say, no, everybody rock out, and encourage them. You rock out with them because they're following you still. So you're behind the audience doing the dance routines with them. I don't know if it says that in here. It must say that. But in case you're wondering, the way we set up the show is we'll have the audience chairs. Now, again, every situation is different. We have some schools that may not have any chairs. The parents are just standing around or sitting, or it just really depends on. But ideally, we get chairs from the school, we set them up, and we make an aisle down the middle. The teacher stands behind the audience, but the kids can still see the teacher through the aisle, and you are guiding them still. So, they can't really memorize all of that in such a short period of time. So you're also guiding them through the finale. Let's see. Okay, so you tell them all, everybody rock out. And so have them all rock out. And then when enough time has passed, then you can turn the volume down of the music. And then tell them all to hit a rock star pose. Say, no, everybody hit a rock star pose. And they hit a rock star pose, and that's the end. Games, the last part of class, you can play games. We talked about, we'll go over some of those. Stickers. We give every child a sticker as a reward for good behavior before leaving class. Please give a sticker to everyone, even if they had poor behavior. This is school policy. We cannot leave any child out from getting a prize. So you can use the sticker as leverage during class if children are misbehaving. You can say no stickers at the end of class, and then sometimes it kind of straightens them up, especially little ones. Obviously, if you have older kids, they probably don't care about stickers. You choose the sticker that they will get. Have all the kids line up in a straight line, put their hand on their head, and you just can go down the row and put a sticker on their head. Don't let the kids pick out their stickers. It takes too much time and they'll complain. If they complain, remind them you get what you get and you don't get upset. If you have a small class and if you have time, you can let the kids pick the stickers out. We're just giving a suggestion for being mindful of your own time. If you have like 20 kids in your class and you let them pick them up, then you're going to be there forever with kids picking out stickers, and then you're going to be stuck in class longer than you should be. So it just is a lot faster to just pick out a sticker for them. Be mindful of holiday stickers at Jewish schools. They do not celebrate Halloween, Christmas, or St. Patrick's Day. These are just some things we've learned. That's why we give you stickers. But if you happen to get your own stickers, just make sure to think about those things. You know, you can give Halloween stickers at a public school, but not at, you know, certain schools. So no candy, no gum, no food snacks. Back in the day, we used to do all of that, but with all of the allergies and school policies now, we just stay away from anything food related. After class, follow school procedures. Each school is different. These instructions, if possible, like I said, will be in your Google Calendar event. If there's a sign out sheet, have the parents sign them out. We might give you a sign out sheet if it's a specific school, or a school might give you one. Sometimes you just walk the kids to aftercare. So everyone's different. Sometimes the parents come pick up the kids from your classroom, or maybe somebody else picks them up from your classroom and takes them. It's all different. Don't forget to pick up the blue tape off the floor before you leave the classroom. You can have the kids help you. Before you play a game, ask them all to pick up their tape and throw it in the trash. Let me rewind a second. Never leave a class unless all children are picked up or dropped off in the appropriate places. Make sure the classroom is left the way it was when you arrived. Show performance. Hang on, okay. I'm just going to skim through show day performance so you get a general idea. So we always ask you, it says that you'll get a Google form. That's not the case right now. We used to do that pre-COVID. We're basically going to ask you for costume sizes. So we're going to ask you how many girls, how many boys, and what are their ages. We just ask for the ages because some of our sizes are different brands that we have, like run different. So if there's somebody who's 6 years old, but they're really, really teeny, you can just let us know they're really teeny, or if they're really big, let us know that. And so we pack you the supplies for your show for the last day of class. Says to make a playlist, but you really already have your playlist ready for you kind of now. If you need to make a special playlist, please do that. The show day, the majority of our shows are on the last day of class, the last 15 minutes of class. Make sure to wear your Funky Divas and Dudes shirt that day. You can wear it every day if you want. That way people know who you are on campus. Like none of the admin wonders who is this person wandering around. If you have a Funky Diva shirt, they know who you are. But just please make sure you definitely wear it on the last day. Do your hair and makeup. Remember, you are representing Funky Divas and Dudes. This is often the only time the parents get to directly interact with us because they're not usually there at the school other than show day. So they get excited to meet the teacher and talk to you and ask questions. We trust our instructors to present a professional and positive environment. Remember, parents and school administration typically watch the show. and often decide if they would like to have us return the following session after the show. No pressure on you guys, just you know, they're always watching us. And make sure to have fun, because this is supposed to be all fun for the kids and fun for you guys. Setup. So setting up your costumes, you usually just find an area in your space that you can lay out the costumes to change into. It says you'll be provided with bags. We need to update that. We don't do that anymore. We just keep the costumes organized. Let's see. Girls are directed to wear their own black leggings or any color leggings, really. They just bring them to school that day or wear them to school, and they put the skirts on over the leggings. And then we give them a Funky Diva top to change into. Boys could either change their shirts or they can just put their shirt over the shirt they're wearing. Remember to tape the floor and, you know, write their name on it. It says hang the show banner. We don't usually bring a show banner anymore. Chairs should be arranged for the parents. If you're in a room that isn't set up, you need to place the chairs in rows in an audience formation with an aisle down the middle, like I mentioned. You stand in the back behind the audience in the middle aisle. So don't worry about any of this like kind of setup yet, because each school is different. So I will always send you a show email when it comes towards the end of the session, and it's just a refresher of how the show is run. And we usually have somebody assist you at the show, especially if it's either your first show or if you have a large class. So you have support with us. You don't have to remember all of this right now. But this is just kind of to give you an understanding of how it works. On the last day of class, we have a rehearsal before they perform. So depending on what school you're at, sometimes we either practice the dance routines first and then getting them into costumes. But I know some of the classes, it works best to just get them into costume right when they get there and then practice the routines. And remind the kids to keep their eyes on you while you are performing. They can get easily distracted by their family in the audience. You may have to help some of the younger kids get into costumes. It says place all their bags with street clothes neatly where parents can pick them up after the show. So again, they won't have bags, but you're going to help them get back into their street clothes afterwards. Make sure parents put the costumes back in the bag and return it to you. So basically just make sure you get any costume pieces back from the kids. Sometimes people like to sneak off without them. Showtime, we open the doors about 5 minutes before the performance. Sometimes there are no doors, but we just try to keep the parents away from the performance area while you're practicing. Otherwise, it's really distracting. So you may have to kindly tell some parents, like if they could wait around the corner, because you guys are practicing. So you will introduce yourself. This is at the show. You introduce yourself and the Funky Divas and Dudes and thank the parents for coming. Remind them to sign up for our class next session. We'll have all new dance routines. Explain to them after the show that the kids need to return their costume, but if they're interested in purchasing their tank or t-shirt to see you after the show. Again, that's only if we can sell the shirts. We have started including the shirts into the cost of a lot of the classes. So if you actually have to talk to the class, we'll give you a little script to say that is specific to your school. Let's see. Okay, we already talked about that. Okay, after the class, assist with any apparel purchases if that's happening. Help the kids get out of costumes. Be friendly and make sure to talk a little with the parents and kids after the show. Pack the costumes neatly back into the suitcase that they came in or bag. Check the dressing area to make sure no costumes were left behind. Always check the bathrooms because there's always little costume pieces left in the bathroom. Peel the tape off the floor. Make sure the room is returned back to how you found it. make sure nothing is left behind, your speaker, costumes, like we said, and we'll make arrangements to get the costumes and supplies back as soon as possible. Also, please help us with that. If you have any costumes of ours from after a show, reach out to one of us to figure out how to turn it back in. Because sometimes people end up with costumes for months and somehow we didn't realize it. Okay, Dana, you want to show that video?
Yeah, I had a couple things I just wanted to say.
Okay.
So for the bags, so what we used to do was take off the clothes the kids wore to school and we would put them in bags with their names on them. And that's how they get their clothes back. So what we've been doing now is when the kids peel off their shirts or whatever, we say, go put it in your backpack, so that it's already in their backpack. Their stuff is together. We don't have to provide a whole bunch of bags with names on it. It's just a whole bunch of extra work to do. Also, some of the schools, we have large classes, especially like in Redondo. And so some of the kids don't have their backpacks with them or anything. So when they fold things up, and usually they're the kindergartners or like the pre-K, so we'll fold it up and someone's usually helping you with your show, like I'll be there or an assistant or another teacher. And what I'll do is I'll take a piece of that blue tape, write their name on it, and just stick it on their shirt, put it on the table nearby, and do that with a bunch of, the little ones' outfits. So you don't actually need to put them in bags anymore. That's the whole bag thing. And then also, for the finale, I'm going to show the video, but I wanted to let you know, there's some really shy kids sometimes that are little and they don't want to do anything for the finale. So that's why you really need to practice it ahead of time in your classes, like at the end of class, and how Kelly said, make it a game. Like, okay, now we're gonna practice the finale. So everybody line up in a line, and then one at a time, go up and practice what you're going to do. Sometimes we'll put them in partners if they're super shy, and that way they'll actually do something. If a child absolutely will not do anything, what we've been trying to have them do is walk up to the X. There's that piece of tape, that's an X on the floor. Walk up to the X, hit a rock star pose. Even if you just say, hit a peace sign, they're so shy, they don't want to do anything. Or walk up and wave, like I'll get them to do that. So I know a couple of you guys have experienced this before, especially, like I said, in Redondo, this happens all the time with the little ones. They don't want to do anything. So we'll have them walk forward, hit a peace sign, and then just walk back in line, just so that their parents get to clap for them and they get their one little solo moment. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. Okay, and now as far as showing, you want me to show the finale, Kel? Is that where, host to say participant, can you press that little button so that I can screen share again? It's not letting me.
Yeah, I think we were going to show part of a dance class too.
Okay, all I have is, rather than really the dance class, is the routine, like with the formation, something that was done at camp. So I can.
Sure. Just briefly.
Did you?
I did.
Okay. Let's see. So see how they're. Oh. Okay, see how the little ones are in line? So there's like a front row and a back row. This little girl with the light pink, like she's a little bit taller than some of them, but obviously she's pretty good. So she's in the middle in the back. But you can see that there's two rows, and you can't see it right now, but there's blue tape on the floor so the little ones know where to stand. So I just wanted to kind of show you like formations. Okay, and then
you can see the little girl with the stripe is not on her tape. She's way in front of everyone. Look, there she is again.
Yeah. Okay, this is the older kids.
story of our lives. This is us taking back the night.
So let's see. I don't know if they change formations here or anything. Most of our dance, yeah, no, that was it because it was camp. It was just a short little dance.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, again, you can change formations. This is just your starting formation, and some of your choreography will have formation changes already. But again, this is summer camp where they just learned this. Like, I mean, we have summer camps that do crazy formation crazy formation changes. This particular group just learned this routine in like 20 minutes, so they didn't do any formation changes.
Yeah. And it looks like at the very end, the teacher had, since this is the older kids, older being like probably 7 and 8, maybe 9, looks like they had a little formation at the end where like all the kids were wrapping their arms, and then like the 2 girls in the middle did like a little disco move, and that was like their ending pose. Sometimes if you're learning the choreography at the very last part, I don't know if Olivia will say, and then have them hit a rock star pose. Olivia, who is the choreographer in the routines that you'll be learning. But I would not allow them to hit any pose they want. Please give them a pose, especially if they're younger. It'll be so messy. It'll be so sloppy. They won't know what to do. They'll end with their hands just not even in a pose. So, or you can practice it over and over. With the older kids, they should be able to hit a pose, but please give them something to do. Otherwise it might look a little crazy. Okay. And then I'm going to show the finale. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Okay. So let's see if I can make this any bigger.
So we need to make some new videos for these training purposes. This particular finale was a little different.
Okay, and it's not downloaded, so I don't know if it's going to be slow or not. So it's. So see, they were taking a bow, they were getting in one straight line. That straight line is not very straight. Sometimes we'll put the tape down in one long straight line, especially if you have a big class, and that way they will all actually stand on the line. Or if there's a crack in the sidewalk, like a line there or a line on the gym court floor, you have them all line up on that. And then one at a time, they'll go to the middle like they're doing now, and they'll get to freestyle. Or like I said, they get partners. Practice it in class, let them practice with their partners. It turns out a lot better.
Nice. Everybody's clapping. Big hands.
See, that little girl actually got in the middle. Everybody else was kind of running to the side. That's why we put an X down in the middle. Also, I believe this is is this a rehearsal maybe?
This is
yelling
rehearsal.
Okay, because she's yelling, everybody's clapping. So that's another thing. The kids that are standing in the line, in the long row in the back, you want them all clapping along to the music. Otherwise, it doesn't look so great if they're all just standing there. So practice everybody clapping along, and they'll forget and they'll stop, but you clap along too, so they'll follow you.
So you have to make rules too. Sorry, like don't everybody do a back bend or a cartwheel. Like they just want to do a cartwheel, and it's like, no, that's not freestyle dancing. Like they can do a cartwheel and do some freestyle dancing with it. So that is why you practice. This is a summer camp that was 1 week long. They didn't have time to practice their freestyle, so their freestyle is not very good. But this is just an example of the formation of what it kind of the shell of what it should look like. But these people spent more time on choreography than on, yeah. Anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. There's a teacher getting them excited to clap along.
Everybody clap! Clap!
Okay, also really quick, you can see back here, it looks like there's a teacher guiding them. So we do that a lot in classes too. If you have two teachers or if you have someone there who's helping you with the show, one of you can stand in the front and play the music and clap. The kids follow the clapping. The other one, especially with young kids, meaning kindergarten, first grade, you can stand behind them and you tell them when to go. Okay, your turn, go, your turn, go. And they each go. It makes it so much smoother. So you can see there's a teacher there telling them to do that. And then I think they probably just all run after that. Okay, so how the teacher ran out in front, you won't do that. This was obviously just rehearsal, but see how they're all rocking out, and then we fade the music and they hit a rock star pose. So it looked like that's what was happening. And then so like they'll be hitting a pose and then that's it, the rock star pose. Kelly, anything you want to say?
Nope, I think that covers it. Let's move on to the next video.
Okay. Okay, so the next is just games. Yeah, I believe we're going to start watching that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from fall training. So we actually had some teachers who are here right now who were there at fall training, and they played the games, and I taught, like I was the teacher and they were the kids, and so you'll get to see some games being played. If you want to look at the game sheet while I have this up, you can go ahead and do that. I mean, everything was emailed to you guys, so it's in the link and it just explains how to play all of the games. But I'll go ahead and put it on, and I'm sure I can fast forward through some of it because it's a little silly. Okay, let me get this up here. Does anyone have any questions while I'm pulling this up really quick? No? Okay. Okay, and what I'm wearing in the video, you should not wear to teach class. I have like short shorts on and like a lower tank top. Don't do that. So always wear a t-shirt. You know, if you're wearing a tank top, have the thicker straps. Don't wear a tank top like this. That shows your midriff. Don't wear that. So don't do anything I do. Just kidding, but you know what I mean. Okay, here. So I think what happened in this was I went and sat on the floor and acted like it was the first day of class. And I think we played the name game where we went around in a circle and each person did a dance move. So let's see, I might fast forward this a little bit and we'll see. Hold on here.
I'm gonna sit down.
Oh, wait, did I share my sound? Did you just hear
Well,
me?
I just heard you, so.
Take roll. Okay, and when I say your name, you're gonna stand up and you're gonna hit a rock star pose, whatever that is to you. You can do a peace sign, you can, sorry, you can do act like you're cool, you can do whatever you want. Play with the top.
So this was just me calling roll and then people standing up and hitting a rock star pose as I said their name. Just something fun to do on the first day of class. That was what Kelly had read earlier about the first day of class. It's actually great to do every class, but you can start taking roll once you know them just on your own. You don't have to sit there and call everyone's name every time.
It out or raise your hand.
Okay, let me see. Okay, here's some, should I do the stretches?
Sure.
Okay, and then it goes over some silly stretches on the floor that we do with the
Make sure you test your music before class starts.
Not connected, which is even worse. So it should already be connected before your class. Okay, so everybody make airplane arms. And we're gonna go to our left side first. See, it's my right side, right? So, and now let's fly to Disneyland. Go over to the other side. Right. Stand up and we can hop together and see how high we can reach up. Grab the stars from the sky. And then bend over, hold yourself like a suitcase and try to touch your toes. And pick the flowers on the grass. And if you can't touch your toes, it's okay. Just hang like this as far as you can go. Don't bend your knees. Keep those knees locked. You guys can do other things. I do rolling with the shoulders. You know, I do lots of exercises with the arms. You know, side to side. You can do. I'm sure you can. So, okay. Then we're gonna get down. Okay, so then we are going to put our legs right in front of us, and we're going to get down to the knees, and we're going to lock our knees so that they do not bend. Okay, you're not allowed to bend them, but just so you don't bend them, we're going to swallow the keys, and they're made of candy. So think of your favorite candy and swallow the keys. Ready, go. Second. No, second. Okay, on the count of 3, you can yell out your favorite candy. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay, now touch our toes. So you can't bend your knees, remember? So if you can't touch your toes, it should be like this. You can't have your knees popping up. Okay, very good. Okay, now we're going to do some funny acting with our faces. So we're going to put our head down, and count of 3, we're going to make a silly face. 1, 2, 3, look up. And head down. And count of 3, we're going to make a scared face. 1, 2, 3. And look down. And then we are going to make a cry face. 1, 2, 3. And back up. And then you're going to make a scary face. 1, 2, 3. All right, good job. So now we're going to make a pizza. So, okay, so with a pizza, what is the first thing that goes on the pan for the pizza? What is sauce? Dough. So let's roll out our dough. You're making a giant pizza. How far out can you go? Good job. Okay, and then sauce, tomato sauce, right? Let's grab some tomatoes. And all right, and next up, you don't have to do this, it's just stuff I told you all. And then put the tomato sauce all over. And then my favorite thing goes after the tomato sauce. What is this? Cheese. You know what kind of cheese? It's called mozzarella. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a giant cheese grater. Remember to the cheese grater. And we're going to grate our cheese. And then we're going to sprinkle it all over. All right, let's get some Great. Okay, now your knees magically come unlocked. And we're going to get on our knees and we are going to do kitty cat stretch. So, does anyone have a kitty cat here? Anyone have a cat? You can ask what the cat's name is. Okay, then stretch forward like a cat. Put your head down. And if you want, you can meow. And usually all the kids go meow. Okay, and then we're going to reach forward. And we're going to do a seal stretch. And you're going to balance a ball on your nose. And then I always say, what does the seal say? Okay, let me see you do it. Trevor, I don't see you doing this. Come on.
Okay, so you guys get it. All these little stretches that you do with the little kids. And oh, then after that, I say, everybody get up and eat your pizza. And then you share your pizza with each other and slice it up. And so anyway, it's just fun little things. You'd be surprised, even like the second and third graders love to make a pizza. And they'll ask to make it. And you can make other things too. You can make a cake. You can, you know, just whatever you want. They'll say, let's make a sushi pizza. They'll just say lots of things. Candy on the pizza, put gummy bears on the pizza. So it's just something fun to do that makes the stretching fun for the kids and interactive. Also, please note, I was playing music the entire time in the background. I did hear that last session, I don't know if it was an instructor or so, that wasn't playing music during stretching. Always play music in the background during stretching, please. You can play it a little lower so that you can talk over it or yell over it, but play music because it's a dance class. Let's see.
The younger kids, cat's name is.
Oh God. Let me see.
Makes class more fun too. Okay, and then you're going to teach a dance routine, and I know I don't need to teach a dance routine, but just a couple things. We want you to call out.
All right, we already went over that. Okay, here's the name game with dance moves. Do you want me to show that, Kelly?
Yeah. Because we didn't. This is what we play on the first day of class.
And you get it, right? So you just tell them to do different, you know, just things like that. Bounce, you know, just
I don't know why I can't get it to the beginning. All right.
Name with you. So basically, you can say your name. So mine is going to be, by the way, you're all Miss or Mr. You're Miss Courtney, right? Let's see, okay? So you're all Miss. This gets a little more professional so that you're not on the same level as the kids. So we say, my name is going to be Miss Dana Murray. Miss Dana Murray. Okay, so everyone did it. Awesome. Good job, you. Back at home. Okay. Courtney. Okay, so let's rewind them and put them together. So when we rewind, we're going to go. Okay, and then we'll start. Miss Dana Marie. Miss Courtney. Ooh, Miss Taylor. Okay, so let's do one. Miss Dana Marie. Miss Courtney. Miss Taylor. Okay. Now, if you have a huge class and you're just like, no more rewinding, I just want to get through all these kids. I have 20 kids. If we just do, you know, Andy, Alicia, you just go down the line and do them all really quick. And you don't have to rewind. Miss Andy. Yeah. Miss Andy. Very good. Should we go on with the next one? Okay, Miss Alicia. Ooh! She did a dab. Marie on it too. I don't even know if you can see them. Okay, so Miss Marie. Okay, can you put it all together? You remember them all? Okay, let's see if we can do them all. You guys can watch us. You don't need to. Miss Dana Marie, Miss Courtney, Miss Taylor, Miss Andy, Miss Alicia, Miss Lexi, Miss Marie. Awesome. You guys are so good. So you know what you just did is you created your own choreography. You just made up a dance right now. So I'm going to turn on some music. We're not going to say our names, and we're going to go around the circle and do it, and we're going to little dance. And we do it with the music and go around the circle. But don't say names. So then it's like you just learned a little dance, and they get very excited.
You can also do it backwards too.
Yes. Start with Marie. Yes. So we could do that too. You can get fancy with it depending on how many kids are in your class, you know? Okay, so let's play some games. All right, we have a game called Huggy Bear I'm gonna start with. And if you wanna get out your game sheets at home, you can look at it. If not, just listen and follow along.
Huggy Bear is a game that we cut out last year because of COVID. Well, the last 2 years because of COVID and the schools having social distancing rules and not being able to touch. But we're pretty sure that nobody has said anything about social distancing and touching. So we're pretty sure we can implement this game again. It was kind of our signature game and our most favorite game. So it was a bummer to not play it. And also, we're providing you this list of games. If you have another game that you really want to play, just let us know what it is and ask if it's okay. Normally we say play whatever games you want, but we have had teachers play, this just happened the other day, none of you were involved, but a coordinator found our class playing Duck Duck Goose because their speaker died and they did not have any music. So they played Duck Duck Goose and the coordinator was not happy at all. So don't play Duck Duck Goose, play dance games. If you know your dance game is fabulous, that's fine. Just don't play Duck Duck Goose, play a dance game.
The one thing about the speaker, everybody please charge your speaker after every use. I charge it after every use. It just seems that it gets loud. So Huggy Bear is a game just like Freeze Dance where music's on and you're going to dance. It stops and you're going to freeze and I'm going to call a number. So if I said 2, you would run to someone and there would be 2 of you hugging. If I said 3, there would be 3 of you hugging. If I said 1, what do you think you do? Hug yourself. That's right. So don't have somebody hug, then you're out.
But also tell them what 0 is.
0 is rock star pose. Yes. So you freeze and hit a rock star pose. So that's what I was saying. The first couple times, don't get anyone out. Like the first 3 times, you stop and start the music. Don't get anyone out because the kids just started playing and then they're out. That sucks, right? So you want them to have a little bit more time. Okay, so do things like 0, where you have to hit a rock star pose. 1, where you hug yourself. Make sure you could do the whole group and you could yell at everybody or you could say the number of students you have and then they all have to hug. And that way they don't get out right away. And sometimes you don't even have to get anybody out. If you have little kids, you can just play it for fun over and over because it's hard enough for them just to get their numbers right. So, okay.
And then how do you end the game?
So I get everybody out. And basically the last 2 people hugging are the winners. Courtney, let's say you're out. Then you can come over here and you get to call the numbers with me. So I'm gonna tell her what to say. She gets to call the numbers with me. So I'll whisper to her in her ear and I'll say 1, right? But whispering, okay? And so then I'll stop the music and I'll look at her and she'll say really loud, 1. She said 1. I don't know if she heard it. Yeah. But if the kid's not very loud, say it with them. 1. So when you get out, you get to come and be on my team. You get to keep coming and be on my team. And then whisper to everyone in our little group.
This way you keep everybody involved.
Yeah.
You don't,
Or,
kids don't sit in the corner and cry because they're out.
I love the all-inclusive version of the out team.
The all-inclusive.
Yep. We'd like you to know at least like 3 of our games so that you can play them at any school at any time, and you can switch it up. So freeze dance with questions, or you could do would you rather. It's just basically, I turn the music on, you dance. When I stop, I'm gonna yell out a question, and you will yell out your answer, but you can't move. And this is very difficult. So you can move, they'll say, can you move your eyes? Can you move your mouth? Yes, you're talking, but you can't move. So, and if it's a big class, I just yell it out and they all yell back at me. If you have a small class and you want to individually ask them questions, you can do that too. But it's just a fun way to play freeze dance that isn't just freezing, right? So you're yelling out things. So you can do things like, how many teeth have you lost? Or how many brothers and sisters do you have? Or do you have a pet? Or don't look down, what color are your shoes? Don't look down, what color are your shoes? But they also feel like it's a little bit personalized because it's all about them, all the questions. And would you rather is the same thing, except you ask would you rather questions, but appropriate for children. So, would you rather jump into a pool of ice cream or whipped cream? Whipped cream. Okay. Would you rather have a pet dinosaur or a pet unicorn? Unicorn. Can you hear them? They all said unicorn. Okay. Oh, did you say dinosaur? Oh, Annie, you're loud enough. I'm sorry. Annie's a dinosaur friend. Okay. So little silly things for would you rather. We also have a whole page that says would you rather questions. That's where I got some of these from that I think are pretty funny. And you can have it with you in class and just call them out. It makes it more fun than just freeze dance. And now we're gonna play while you were sleeping, and I'm gonna make them do this. While you were sleeping starts with everybody sleeping. But if you are a child that does not want to lay down on the grass or lay down on this, you can just sit down and you can just pretend you're sleeping. But normally all the kids lie all over the place and they don't care that we're outside on the playground. We have a playlist for this. So did you see? Yeah, Courtney's so awesome. She already looked at this while you were sleeping game. So it has all these crazy different things in here. It says like ballet, basketball, boot, scoot, and boogie, which is obviously like country, chicken dance, let's see, disco, gummy bear, let's see, cheerleading, so Mickey, oh Mickey or something like that one. Salsa, so all these things you can make them do different movements, and this is why it's good for dance class. All right, so, and Kelly always likes to make up a little story first. So she'll say, all the Funky Divas and Dudes instructors worked so hard at their training today that they fell asleep. And they started snoring. So you can say your dance class, or whatever you want to about them. While they were sleeping, they dreamt they could fly. So everybody stand up. And they're gonna fly around the world. And then I'm gonna pause it and I'm gonna say, and then they went back to sleep. So you're gonna go back to sleep. Can you guys hear that? Okay. While you were sleeping, you jumped. You were a gummy bear hopping around. They're hiding from the camera. Look at all these gummy bears. Okay. All right, gummy bears, go to sleep. They didn't like that one.
I liked Annie's and Taylor's gummy bear.
Okay.
Okay. While you were sleeping, you dreamt that you were in a conga line behind Lexi. So everybody stands up. Or you can say the kids, getting a train behind Lexi. And then they went back to sleep. Oh God, Harley, are you playing too? Okay. While you were sleeping, you dreamt you were surfing. And you can wipe out, get back on your board, swim back out there. And you should do this with them. Stand up and do it with them so that you're having fun too, right? Go back to sleep, sorry. It makes it more fun when the teacher's doing it too. Usually I'll fly around the room with them and stuff like that. While you were sleeping, you dreamt that one hand was glued to your head and the other hand was glued to your foot and you had to walk around like that.
Okay, so I think you kind of get the gist of why you were sleeping. I don't know if there's any other games. I don't think so. I think it was just a zombie. Oh, and then the last little part was at the end of class. I would say, okay, line up. You're going to get a sticker.
It's the end of class and you are all going to get a sticker. So come line up right here. Put your hand on your head. I'm going to give you a sticker.
And this is the best, easiest, quickest way to do this.
Here they come. Okay. So then, this is your bag. These are your stickers. And one at a time, I'm just going to take one off. And I know you want the pink one, but you're going to get this one. Okay, they're all way too tall for me. And see, I'll be like, Alicia, you need to go back.
Okay, so they put their hands on their heads because they're much smaller than you, and then you get to go down the row and you just put a sticker on each of their hands and they always look at it and see what it is, and if they don't like it, they can trade with their friends. So that way you get what you get and you don't get upset and you get out of there really quickly. Okay, so I think that was like the 3 big games, the Huggy Bear, Freeze Dance with Questions, and then While You Were Sleeping. But we do have other games on there as well that you can take a look at on the game page. Kelly?
Oh, no, just a reminder that they're actually dancing in those first games they were playing. Because they didn't actually dance in the
we didn't
training.
Yeah, so we didn't play the full game of Huggy Bear. We just showed you kind of how it is done. So music is played, the kids dance, stop the music, you call a number, the kids stop and they run and hug that many people. So then you start the music again, they dance, stop the music, call a number. So read your instructions on your dance class. So we didn't play the actual whole game because it would have been a lot longer.
Okay. We will go back to, let me share my screen. Okay, so back to that link. We are on number 2. I'm gonna skip ahead real quick. Let's just go to the class rules and quick guide curriculum. So this is where you'll find your class rules. So this sheet will be printed out for the new teachers. Old teachers, you should have this, or you can just reprint it out or screenshot it to your phone. No chewing gum or eating in class, and you can talk about why. You can have them raise their hand. Why don't we chew gum in dance class? And they, come up with all these fun reasons why. It gets in their hair. You can choke. have them use the restroom before class or during a break that you give them, and they must ask the teacher to use the restroom. And you can talk about that. Why do we want to take, use the restroom before class? It's just best to do a quick bathroom break before class starts if possible. You don't get a bunch of people having to leave in the middle of class, and that disrupts what you're teaching. But of course, if someone really has to go, I mean, if you have little ones, they're not good at telling you they have to go to the bathroom, or if you say, do you have to go, they'll tell you no. So if they really have to go, let them go so that they don't, wet themselves. I've had it happen before. Tell them to dress comfortable. If they're wearing a skirt, make sure they wear shorts underneath and wear some kind of tennis shoes to class. Talk about respect, respecting the teacher, and talk about what respect is, what it means. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. So, no talking while the teacher's talking. Being nice to your friends. An important rule in Funky Divas is we never say, I can't, I don't want to, I'm not going to, I don't like that. Because we always want everyone to try things, because if they try it, they may like it. And the last and most important rule is to have fun. So you can also add in some other rules in there depending on your space. If you are on the stage in a theater, you might want to tell them no going in the wings, or no pulling on the curtains, or no going behind the stage. So just depending on your space, you might want to set some rules. Maybe the school gave you some rules that you need to add in, but please make sure you go over these rules and you set this, set the rules from the beginning. Otherwise, they're just going to be not following them. And then this is a little quick guide curriculum that is just a little, everything we went through in that long kind of curriculum, saying first day, sit in a circle, introduce yourself, take roll. These things are kind of listed on here. And going back out, here's where the stretches are listed for you. We won't go through these because we watched that lovely video of Dana making the pizza and all those, the seal stretch. So this is just some fun examples for you for warm-ups, for stretches. Here is our dance class games. So it has the name game with dance moves, shapes, freeze dance with questions, would you rather, Huggy Bear. Huggy Bear is our favorite. In the video there, we were saying we weren't sure if we could play it. That was because it was just coming back from COVID, but we play it now. While you were sleeping, that was the one we just watched the example of. So you guys can read through those. We already looked at the roster. So the last thing that we just need to go through is the instructor expectations. Finding instructors that work well with children, are talented dancers, and fit into the Funky Divas and Dudes brand is not an easy task. We lend tremendous trust in the instructors we hire. Remember, you are the face of Funky Divas and Dudes while on campuses, dealing with the school administration and talking with parents. The kids look up to you and rely on you to be consistent and energetic. Please read through the following rules and expectations for our instructors. So be on time. Being on time means that you're there like 15 minutes early, because remember, you do have to park, you do have to walk into the school, and we'd like you to set up ahead of time if possible. Some classes you're not able to set up before you get the kids. We have a couple of schools where you have to be 15 minutes early. It is their rules and you have to be there. One particular school, you have to be there 15 minutes early. Otherwise, you get stuck behind the entire carpool. So, just please be there early. No eating gum or no eating or chewing gum in class. No personal cell phone texts or calls during class or on campus. Put your phone on airplane mode when you're playing music. Don't take photos of the kids and post on social media. This is school policies. You cannot sell or solicit products that are not property of Funky Divas and Dudes. No use of inappropriate language or gestures. You must exhibit professionalism at all times. You must respect all other employees and staff on campuses. If you are asked for anything beyond the scope of your classes that you teach that day, like talent shows, birthday parties, private lessons, just have them booked through Funky Divas and Dudes and we'll book you on the job. Be well prepared for class, know your choreography. That's super important. Never leave a class or a child unattended, even after class, during pickup time. Side note, if you have to use the restroom, take the kids with you. You're going on a bathroom break, so just do not leave them alone. Get to know the kids, get to know their names if you can, make them feel important. Respect our electronics, handle them with care, treat them like you bought them yourself. You will be held responsible for the cost to replace. You'll be charged or deducted pay for damaged, stolen, or lost equipment. Respect the classroom space, put things back the way they were. We talked about that. Clean any mess you made. Treat your class like it's a gig and give it 100%. Dress code. We talked about wearing your Funky Divas and Dude tank top or t-shirts to class if possible. Don't freak out if you don't have it with you one day. Like, it's okay if you go without it, but just try to wear it so people know who you are. If your tank top is a little bit revealing for you, showing cleavage or anything, wear an under tank top that is more conservative. Appropriate school and kid-friendly dance attire must be worn to dance class. So don't think of it like you're at a dance studio. Think of it more like workout attire, like not workout attire. That's not workout attire now is not appropriate for the schools. Just remember you're going to a school, so you want to cover cleavage. You can wear leggings, but like sweats or jogger pants are good. T-shirts are good. No half shirts, no low cut shirts or midriff showing when arms are raised, no short shorts, no spaghetti strap tank tops. Like Dana said, nothing like she was wearing in the videos. We don't dress like that to class. So always wear tennis shoes. It says cover tattoos if you can. These days, that's not really a thing. Remove large visible piercings if possible. That's only if you have like a huge giant bull ring or something, which none of you guys do. Look clean and presentable. Engaging kids. If you are prepared for class, things will move smoothly. Know your choreography. The better you know it, the better they know it. After all, they are just following you. I know some teachers say they have a hard time getting through the choreography with some classes. The only time I find that to be an actual excuse is if you have older kids and you're doing like lots of formation changes. Other than that, really, if you know the dance routine, just do it and they will follow you. So if you know the dance routine, then they will know the dance routine. So just make sure you guys are prepared. Kids will immediately know if you're not prepared and start acting out. That's totally happened to me before. If I wasn't ready with choreography, I would lose the kids. Get to know the kids' names as soon as possible. This is why we play the name game. It'll help with discipline and connecting with the kids. Keep things moving. Kids have a short attention span. Have lots of energy. It's a high energy job, even on days when you're sluggish. Put on a good act while teaching. Have fun. The kids look up to you as a role model. They chose this class because they love to dance. Participate in games and freestyle dancing. Often kids will feel shy, and if you are just standing or sitting during games, they will too. Don't be scared to be a little silly from time to time. And like Dana said in the games, like you should get in there and play with them too. Let's see, discipline, stickers. We talked about this already. Use them as a tool to motivate for good behavior. Reminder, every child is given a sticker before leaving class, regardless of the behavior. If there was someone that behaved poorly that day, then you can say, if you promise to behave next week, then we'll give you a sticker. And again, this is a school policy that no one is left behind. Excuse me one second. I'm sorry if you guys can hear my dog. I'm trying to handle it. Timeouts. Some of the schools do not allow timeouts, so we avoid using them. If you feel like a child needs a timeout, just ask them to sit down for a little bit and take a break. Use discipline with the kids, but don't be too strict and too quick to have kids sit out. We don't want to scar a child and have them drop the class. Do not send them to the office unless the school requests you to do that. There's some schools, like I said, you cannot use timeouts, like Crest, for example. Grace, you're working there. We just don't use that term there. If you're having any issues with a child, you know, you can talk to Dana or I about ways that you can help that child out. Maybe they need special attention. Maybe have them be your helper. As a matter of fact, my son, who's in first grade, he's being his teacher's helper today because he has these issues. So be your helper. Maybe they can help you pass something out, or just give them a special responsibility to do so that they're not off in the corner rolling around on the ground. Sometimes you'll have a school that's really helpful with discipline, like they'll be really involved and you can talk to them about it. Sometimes you're at a school that you don't even see anybody, so you just want to deal with us. Talking to parents and school administration, always speak in a positive tone. If you have a problem with a child, discuss it with us and we will speak to the parents or school. Do not discuss issues with the parents. Contact us and we'll advise you further. So a lot of times we don't even usually talk to the parents. Sometimes it depends on the school. Sometimes the school wants to be the one to handle it. Also, there might be some other issue going on that they already have a disciplinary action in their regular classroom. So then they can like share that information with us and we can, you know, do whatever they're doing.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Also, if there is a problem with a child, if a child does anything inappropriate in a class, if a child says something inappropriate to you, if two children are fighting or hitting, please feel free to text me after class, or Kelly. But I feel like this last session, I talked to a lot of different parents because there were issues going on. Please just text me after class or just call me while you're driving home from class and say, listen, this one little girl I'm having an issue with, because then we can just handle it right away. I can talk to the mom or the school can or whatnot, but don't let it get to like your 5th class or 6th class, almost to the show. And this has been going on the whole time and it's horrible and disrupting, and all the other kids, you know, it's affecting all the other kids because you want everyone to have fun in your class. And usually, if you tell me or Kelly, we can take care of it right away. So that's it. Just please talk to us, communicate.
Let's see. Kids wanting to sit out. If a child sits out because they have a tummy ache, don't feel good, have a hurt finger, then you have to remind them that they don't get to play games if they don't practice the dance routine. If they get really hurt, then maybe send them with a partner. Again, this is really depending on the school, if there's such thing as the nurse, if they're able to do that, or to the after school coordinator or something. Each school has different protocols. But basically we just try to encourage the kids not to sit down, because sometimes they're just being lazy, because then they want to get up and play games. They miraculously feel better. So just try to avoid letting them sit out. Unless you know they're actually like really not feeling good, then escalate it and, you know, let somebody at the school know. This class is for fun. We're not a dance studio or competition team. Therefore, the main goal for the kids is to have a good time while learning dance routines and gaining self-esteem. We do need to be authoritative, but not too strict. Here's a little list of do nots that just we've learned from, you know, experience. No sexy jazz walks, no strutting across the floor. I've told some of you guys that story. the school administrator thought the jazz walks were too sexy. Don't single kids out. Don't make them feel uncomfortable and shy. So if you can tell they're just not feeling comfortable doing something, you know, don't force them to do it. Don't point out any kids' weaknesses. Don't waste time disciplining a child or giving attention to a child acting out when you're trying to engage the rest of the class. This child wants negative attention. Don't give it to them. Continue teaching your class as the child acting out won't listen and crawls under a table. Sometimes you just have to let that child be. Let them go, be alone if it's wasting your class time. Unless that child is acting out and creating chaos for the rest of your class, then that's when you know, need to give them more attention. Absences and subs. So again, since we've been back from COVID, we don't really have our subbing policy like set up yet. Basically, just let me know if in as much advance notice as possible if you need a sub. Some of you guys have already told me your fall dates that you'll be gone. Or, you know, if it's an emergency, if you're not feeling well, please let us know as soon as you're feeling sick. Like if it's the day before class, don't just assume you're going to be better the next day. Tell us, I'm not feeling well. I'm hoping I'll feel better tomorrow, so we can start looking for a sub. Some of the schools, we can't even have subs, so it all just depends on the situation. So let's see. If it's last minute, please don't like send an email about it. You know, please call or text and make sure that we received it. Requirements. Some of our schools, well, in general, we like to have you live scan background checked. Sometimes we do it through our own company, but then we have several schools and school districts that require you get the live scan done through them. So we will give you, we've already given you this for this fall, any information on that. If we did not contact you about live scanning yet, then don't worry about it. We have a contract that you signed that's just a materials and non-compete, saying that you just use our curriculum just for our company and not for another dance studio that you might work with. Use our choreography just for Funky Divas and Dudes, and for working our classes, camps, and parties. And then upon resignation, just make sure you return all the materials to us. And don't share our videos with anybody else. And I think that's the end of it here. Okay. Dana, you have anything to add to that stuff?
No, that was it. That's great. I know a couple of people had to jump off already because we said, you know, noon. But we appreciate all of you being on and listening to everything. If you haven't texted me already, your address or possible new address. Looks like I still need Angelina. Destiny jumped off. I need hers. Molly, I'm not sure if I have yours. If you're still on, you are still on. So a couple people, if you could just shoot me a text with your address, that would be awesome, and say who you are. And I think that's it. And thank you for listening to all of this. And I hope it was helpful. I don't know if anyone has any questions about anything.
Yeah, let us know if you have any questions right now. Otherwise, like we said, you can ask them later.
So,
all right.
Hey, I'll be mailing out your supplies to you, so be on the lookout if you don't already have them.
Okay, and you guys still have more information coming to you, the Google calendars, cheer training, anything like that. But yeah, let us know if you have any questions, and we will talk to you all very soon. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yay.
Bye, everyone. Okay. I wrote down everyone who attended and then the people who needed to drop off because I didn't get